Hey everyone, it's Andy here from Saving to Invest, and big day today. Path Act lifted, and lots of folks are anxiously waiting to see what's happening with the refund checks and the direct deposit payments. I know that lots of folks are going into WMR and IRS to go and trying to see what's happening. It's been frustrating, and I'll talk about a little bit about that. What's happening right now? They're not seeing any updates, and in fact, it's just more processing. But I'll tell you what to expect, where you can find more information, and some key dates that the IRS has published around when updates will happen and when direct deposits will be made. As always, if you find the information useful here, please hit the like button. I'll really appreciate that, and keep subscribing to get more videos like this in the future. So social media has blown up today. A lot of the sites, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, have all basically, noticed the same thing, that today, this week, path is lifted, but there's still no change. In fact, it's just moved to the different status. The path message is gone and it's been replaced. Now, I'll talk a little bit about that shortly, but a lot of people also trying to check the transcript. They're not seeing anything that's not updated, because obviously WMR and IRS to go has not updated, and the transcript normally lags a little bit. But things are happening for some people, which is good. But for the majority, I'm seeing there's definitely no updates, and hitting refresh from midnight last night is not going to help. Don't forget, it only updates once a day, WMR, IRS to go, and even your transcript. But folks are really desperate to see that direct deposit date. A lot of people have waited more than the standard 21 days. And there's some frustration of what's going to happen. There's also a lot of misinformation out there. And the messages from the IRS are pretty much the canned messages, which doesn't really tell you much. There's sometimes no code, there's no date, and it basically, you're still in limbo essentially. So I can see the frustration people are feeling, and they're trying multiple avenues, definitely trying forums. And it doesn't help if people are just putting fake messages that they've got their refund. I don't think there's many people who've actually got their path refund. The normal processing has happened, because as we covered in another video, IRS has paid over 4 million refunds already, but those are for different types of returns that are not impacted by the earned income credit or the child tax credit. But social media is definitely reflecting levels of frustration, and not a lot of movement so far. And there's no official updates from the IRS as of the recording of this video. But there are some key dates the IRS has published a few days ago, which I'll touch on a bit later, which does give some more indication that it could take a few more days to get a status, and then refunds should be coming, towards the end of this month as well. So the big thing people have noticed is they had this message before. The Path Act was there. Now that's shifted to basically one of these two messages or a variation. One is basically saying that your refund is still being processed, which means that it was, the refund was not necessarily held up by Path. It was still processing, but because of IRS backlogs, it's just taking more time, and the IRS doesn't really have more information. It does not mean you're going into an audit or you have something else happening. Of course, those are possibilities, but right now it's still processing. So you need to keep checking here. And as the message says, you know, check the FAQs, there's information there. And then, it'll only update once a day. Don't go and do multiple times. It's not going to help. If you're seeing the update today saying one of these messages, it's not going to change today. There's no point wasting your time trying to figure out, hey, this is going to change. Check your transcript, and maybe there's something more there. But normally, for the current tax year, your status is pretty consistent across WMR, IRS to go, and your transcript. You're also seeing the standard message below, which is basically due to IRS backlogs. It's just processing is taking longer with the IRS. It's well publicized. IRS commissioner came out yesterday and basically said IRS is way behind. A lot of backlog from last year. A lot of agents, they're understaffed, under shortage. They're also suffering, like every other company, from having the right staff, and everyone's working long hours over there. So expect it to take a while longer over there. Now, I did talk about this a few days ago, but just to recap here, the IRS did publish on their website, and you can go check this under the path I have on the screen here. They have said that for your refunds, related to if you have the earned income credit or the ACTC, um, they expect to update WMR and IRS to go by the 19th. So it doesn't mean, some people have got updates today, some people get updates tomorrow. It depends on your refund cycle, and run a whole video on how to see your cycle code and which day of the week you'll update. But they're expecting by February 19th to have most of the updates in place related to the Path Act. So, it may take till this Saturday, February 19th. You should have an update by then, if not sooner. So don't be shocked if it's not there tomorrow. Just, they have set till February 19th. Again, even if the status updates, it'll probably take a few more days for your direct deposit or check to be mailed out. And what they're saying here is that it'll probably take till March 1st at this stage. plus or minus a few days. And if there's more issues with the returns, it doesn't mean that just because PATH Act is lifted, your refund will be paid. Your return has to still be approved in the normal status. It could take even longer, but you will get it potentially, you know, in 10 to 15 days if everything is normal. So around March 1st, plus or minus 4 days, just depending on your bank and everything else happening, you should get paid. And the important part is, if they need more information, they will send you a letter. So there'll be a status that says your refund has been held up, it's still processing. If you get that letter, please respond as soon as possible to make sure your refund is paid and you don't have any further delays. So just to recap, it's February 19th. By February 19th to see updates in your status tools for WMR and IRS to go, or even your transcript, and March 1st for the folks to get their direct deposit payment as well. And just a quick reminder for those who are checking the transcript as well, you can see here, right? So it'll show on your transcript if you've been processed, if these payments have been processed, like your earned income credit, you'll get a line here. The end date is always sort of the end default date of tax season, even though this year it's 4/18. You'll see this here processed here. Um, until you see this 846 line though, this is for example from last year, this tax transcript shows that last year, you know, 846 means your refund is issued. That's what you want to see. That normally gets issued, and that'll give you the refund date here. This date here, a lot of people assume that's the upcoming refund. That's not actually accurate. That's just an estimated date based on the cycle that you're in, right? But what happens is you need to see 846. So you'll see a 2022 entry for this year, and that'll show you when the refund is actually paid. So this dates and all these dates really are pretty meaningless, to be honest with you. They're more just default dates. You can see your credits that are processed here, because if they're not processed, that means something else is holding it up, and that's probably a bigger issue. But then it's only until you see 846 in your transcript that you know the refund has been issued and the date is sort of finalized. Before that, these are all estimated dates, and it doesn't really mean a lot, but it just shows you that it's being processed. So hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight for the questions I've seen around transcripts. Again, if everyone hits the subscribe button, it really helps me out, and please hit the like button as well to keep promoting this video for others as well. Thanks and goodbye.